Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and I'm going to be sharing a little sneak peek of products from the brand new release that is going to go live February 19th, 2026. Here is the little freebie. This is the You're the Best freebie. It's a sentiment and coordinating die. When you spend, I think it's $100, but don't hold me to that. It's a certain amount of money that you get the freebie. This paper is the Urban Roots paper. Then we have the Lovely Layers fishing vest. And I'm going to use a little bit of the Display Box Tackle add-on. So the little add-on pieces. So I have die cut using that fun patterned paper. And so we have our pockets. We have a large pocket and small pockets. So I die cut 2 large pockets, 4 small pockets. Then you have 1 large zipper that's going to zip up the vest. And then you have kind of a medium and a small zipper on each side of the vest. So I've die cut all of that from the fun patterned paper, that the Urban Roots patterned paper. And I'm just going to glue all of these pieces together. I loved this plaid background, and then you have a little bit, you have this fun kind of suede-y looking blue, and then the brown looks like leather, which I think is really, really fun. And you have the little zippers themselves. And I just think this is a really fun die. Now this fits an A2 size card base, and you can open the vest. So I have it where one side is open because I'm going to hide the sentiment inside, but this is really, really cute, you guys. Okay, so now that we have our zippers glued to our little blue pieces of fabric, I'm going to do the little zipper. What are these called? Little zipper handles? I don't even know what they're called. I would just say the zipper, right? But on these larger ones, I'm going to have the zipper looking like it's partway open because I'm going to bring in some little fish hooks from the Display Box Tackle add-on and add that to the fishing vest. So I'm going to have these not at one end, but I am going to have them slightly open. And then that's the large zipper for our vest. Now, on your die cut pieces, it's a little line that's scored here, and I'm going to fold that because that's going to be attached behind the vest so you can open up your vest or not. So I'm going to add a little bit of tape runner and a few dots of liquid glue just to really hold this in place. I'm going to line this up, and look at that cute little mustache pattern on the inside of this paper. It's so cute. Let's do the other side. Super simple. Line that up, press that down, and now we have our vest. So let's get all of our little doodads on here. I'm also going to be using a light color of patterned paper from the Urban Roots paper for the background because you're not going to see a whole lot of it. So it didn't need to be anything crazy. And I did go a little bit lighter. Okay, so there is the large zipper. I'm going to lay this out really quick just so I have an idea of where things need to go. And how cute. I am going to pop up all of the pockets with 1mm foam adhesive, because usually on these kind of vests, the pockets are a little puffy anyways because they are meant to hold a lot of things. So it's not like it's just this flat like t-shirt pocket. Usually it kind of stretches, you know, it has some fabric gathered up on the side. So that made me think I can just pop this up with a little bit of foam adhesive. So low profile, 1mm. All the pockets are going to have that. So I'm just going to cut a few pieces and put that on all of our darling little pockets, and then we can start laying this out. I am not going to do it on the zippers, just the pockets. So let's get these in place. I'm going to use my tweezers just to get my fingers out of the way, and I'm going to press this down. I'm just eyeballing where I'm putting these, but how cute do those look already? I am loving it. Then I'm going to go with my larger zipper. So sorry, my head was in the way there. And then our smaller pockets. And then we've got that smaller zipper that's going to go at the top. Cute, cute. And then we're just going to make the other side match. So let's get that one zipper in place. And again, these were the zippers that I have where it's kind of open because we're going to place some of those fish hooks hanging out of the pockets. Now, I will say maybe the sizes aren't perfect, you know, ratio sizes to the vest, but I don't care. It's a card and it's cute. So I die cut those from a Silver Mirror cardstock, and I'm going to glue a couple on this side and then 3 on the other side. And I think it just adds a little something to this vest, and it turned out really, really cute. So just a little bit of glue at the top, and then I'm going to adhere that down onto the zipper. Okay, so now the sentiment, again, this is a freebie. On the website, it'll show you spend a certain amount of money, you're going to get this freebie. I like it. You are the best. And it has a little coordinating die, which is perfect. I just used my Misty, stamped that with Honeybee Stamps Intense Black ink. I'm going to tape this down with some low tack tape and run that through my die cut machine. And then we have our sentiment. Now, I do want to hide this inside of the vest. I thought that would be really, really cute. But I also want the vest to have a small amount of dimension, so I'm going to add 1mm foam adhesive on the back, and then here is some more of that patterned paper. And then I can just center that top and bottom, side to side. And then 1mm foam adhesive for the sentiment. And I'm going to put that on the, if I'm looking at it, the left-hand side. So that way you have to open this up a little bit, which I think is really, really cute. And then you can put this in a regular, card base and write everything you want to write on the inside. I also did put a piece of foam adhesive on the right hand side to keep that closed, but to have a little bit of dimension, and that is so, so cute. So remember, the release goes live on the 19th, and you don't want to miss out on the watch party for that. So thank you guys so very much. I will have a link to Honeybee Stamps website down in the description, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!